Hey guys, Mark here. I'm actually at the airport right now. Just thought I'd pop in. We're going to be boarding in a few minutes, so don't have much time here. But I thought they always say the show must go on. So I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So it's been an incredible week here. Had a great time with my daughter. Had a great time going to training camp, hanging out with Shango and Ari. Everybody has been fantastic. Now, one quick question for you guys. I've got my dumbass comment of the day. I don't want to speak real loud because I've got a lot of people around me right now. But I've got a lot of people have been commenting about the trolls. Now, here's what I've realized with trolls. You can block them, but what happens is they just come back with a new name and stuff. And in the end, as long as it's kind of not too far out there as far as going after somebody and things like that, name calling and stuff, you kind of have to let people have freedom of speech. At least that's the way I feel about it. But I've got some people that say you need to block these trolls. But again, sorry, but people are always going to say things that you don't want to hear. And there's not a whole lot you can do about that. So give me your thoughts on whether or not you guys want me to start blocking some of the trolls. But again, I kind of like I kind of like actually hearing what others have an opinion on as far as our team goes. So it is what it is. Now, some great news is Malik Collins is actually back on the field. He's got helmet, no shoulder pads, no pads or anything, but he's out actually running around, which is a great thing because he is. Um, no, I should have gotten an extra one. I hope you guys can hear me. Um, just getting ready to head on back to home. Block the fools. Okay. All right. So we've got one for block the fools. We got two for block the trolls. Wow. Okay. So that answers that question. Steaming Willie Beeman, you might be saying goodbye, buddy. Come to Utah. Um, okay. How we doing, Connecticut Cowboys? Morpheus, Jacqueline, Austin, Stephanie. Um, Cooper Rush talks, yes, but Dak's got the experience. Well, don't worry. Here's the thing. We're still talking about the second week of training camp, okay? I know you guys are like, oh, people are panicking too soon. We got this, okay? We've got all kinds of different combinations. We're trying different things on the offense. We're not going from that vanilla offense that we've been running last year. You've got so many different wide receivers that are doing different things. It's going to take time. And the team is not focusing in on just trying to throw touchdown passes. They're working on all different stuff. How you doing, Sarah? Nice to see you. Welcome to Los Angeles. Everything begins in practice, but see, you don't practice the things that you know you got down. You start practicing the things that make you a great team or make you better, things that you're shortcoming on. Friendly trash talk. I'm with you. Friendly trash talk is okay. Cowboys Nation, Charlotte, North Carolina, bring some sauce. Definitely looking to bring some hot sauce down to North Carolina for that first game. I'm away from my set. I don't even know how many days it is because I don't have that calendar sitting next to me. As nice as it was being here, spending time with my daughter, I miss being at home and being in my man cave. I can't wait to see it tomorrow morning. Well, thank you, Austin. Well, thank you. I appreciate that too, Eric. I'm not down on that, just ready to see what he's got. Well, don't expect him to play a lot in the first preseason game. You might see him a series, maybe two, if that much. And you're going to be looking at a very vanilla offense. They're going to be playing a lot of young guys. They're going to be playing a lot of young guys, so don't expect to see a whole lot. Rob, it's going fantastic, man. Well, Wentz is hardly even practicing, so I don't know how you can talk about him. I mean, he's doing 7-on-7, but he's not doing much of anything else. It's amazing how the second team quarterback always looks great until he gets in. Steeman Willie Beeman, people have taken a poll, and they want you gone. Earl Thomas, everything's quiet on the Earl Thomas front right now. Thank you very much, Scott. Giants stink. I agree with you on that one. You miss Bryce Butler? Bryce hasn't been making much noise there
TSA
with the Cardinals right now,
regulations
I'll be honest
require
with you.
that baggage must be supervised at all times. Any unattended baggage will be subject to
Mike White,
confiscation.
I got to tell you, Josh,
Any unattended baggage should
the
be
practice I
reported
saw, Mike White
immediately to an
actually
airline
fumbled the snap
representative
several times
or
and was
law
throwing
enforcement
interceptions left and
officer.
right. He is very, very raw. That's what I'm saying, Antoine. Oh, Mike White. Everybody's, of course, saying, oh, we want Mike White. Come on, dudes. You just really just, if you want Mike White and haven't seen as bad as he's looked in practice, you just absolutely just hate Dak. Um, I'm not worried about Dak. I think he'll be okay. It just takes time. Yeah. Well, it's funny with Jane Slater because Law kind of got into her on that. Because here's the thing. They don't do 11 on 11 that much. We're not talking about the whole practice as 11 on 11. They do a lot more 7 on 7. They didn't talk about the 7 on 7 practices because I saw him throw a couple in 7 on 7, and we've seen clips of him throwing them on 7 on 7. Very little of the practice is full team go. So you're kind of taking a small sampling and picking and choosing what you want. It's kind of like what Sirius Radio did with the interview with Stephen Jones about Des Bryant. You're picking and choosing to fit a narrative that you want. It's great that Dak Prescott is the only quarterback in the NFL that's having problems in training camp. Everybody else must be playing lights out because he's the only one we hear about. Big Bo going to make the roster? I think Bo is. I got to tell you what, Bo actually runs with some authority, and he is a big body. Ding, 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 Dak. Okay. It's only in Dallas where you have a quarterback that has the second most wins in the last 2 years that you talk about getting rid of him, and he's a bum. Dak has 47 T's. Yeah. Brody, you're using facts now. You got to understand, trolls and guys that hate Dak Prescott don't use facts. Looks like our plane is here. Tappers, yeah, he's back out there. Well, I gotta tell you, last night was interesting because I was going through and looking at pictures that I was taking. One, Rico needs to wear a tighter belt because his pants were falling off of him. But in watching him in motion, I've got like 4 pictures or 5 pictures of this one play. He's actually lining up as a tight end, goes in motion, gets behind the quarterback, goes in motion again, comes back across the formation, and then they do like a swing route on the outside. He's going upfield, and he's actually made a nice block. I wish I actually had a videotape, but you see him in perfect position making a KO block. So maybe it's not as bad as we think. Jason Garrett's been on a record saying that, we look for him to be on the team. So he may be on the team, and they start figuring out ways to use him. It's one of those things that I think that he's kind of screwed up by putting on extra weight, because he doesn't look as quick as he was. I know they understand that they want him to be able to be a blocker, but I think Rico, you look at that skill, when you try and turn him into the next type of a Gronk player and use him. Maybe you're not using him all the time, but if you can get a couple of big plays, a touchdown here and there, you've got straight money, man. Well, they won't say that they made him put on weight, but they probably said, you're a little lanky, at 6'8", 250 pounds. That's thin. I mean, I'm 260, and I'm only 5'11" on a good day, so that's stretched out. Okay, I've been traded to the Cleveland Browns for Earl Thomas. That's a good one. Jeff Heath actually been looking really good, and actually Xavier Woods hasn't been looking bad. It's been kind of quiet. Of course, we're kind of thin there, and that's where the big worry is for me. Well, you're right about that. As far as the tight end goes, he's a problem. Not even for regular corners at 6'8". He's a mixed match. But again, the Cowboys want it to be. Here's the problem: if you make him just a pass catching tight end, then basically they know you're going to pass. If Rico's in there, it's a pass play. That's where you have to start being more creative and stuff, and you have to at least give the appearance that he is going to block on some plays. Well, Steamin' Willie Beam, I hate to tell you, everybody's
Good
getting tired
afternoon,
of you,
ladies and
dude.
gentlemen. For those of you in 2201, we're going to be in full flight this afternoon. We are looking for
Well, he
volunteers
may
to check
be.
their bag. It is a complimentary trip to your final destination. Just see me at the main podium or see Jenny when handing her your boarding pass. At this time, groups 1 and 2 can queue up.
Brody, you
in
can't
the
use
designated
facts,
lines
man, on
near the
arguments.
glass
People
of the
won't
waiting
listen to them.
area. Only 3 people will be directly in front of
Who do I
us.
think is our best middle
That'll be
linebacker?
passengers with disabilities,
Well,
passengers with
technically,
children
I
under
would
the
say
age of
Sean
2.
Lee is, but he's right now. I would have to say, if Jalen Smith's leg is as good as it looked, then you got to say Jalen Smith is, for the simple fact that you saw the learning curve with Vander Esch.
Please remain seated. Once again, we are going to be completely full. We are looking for volunteers to check their bag. It is a complimentary
Gonna be a
trip to
full
your final
flight.
destination.
Let's hope we don't
Just
get bumped.
see me at the main podium or see Jenny when handing her your boarding pass.
Game manager, bus driver. Those are terms that I just absolutely hate. Because in the end, all that matters, guys, is winning. That's the bottom line. If we win the game, who cares how we won the game? You just want to win the games. Yeah, that was actually really nice yesterday, that reverse with Zeke and Austin. So you can see that the team is definitely going to be trying to do a lot of different things than they did last year, which definitely makes me feel a lot better. Well, them eyes, don't worry. They're going to be coming back down to earth next year. They're going to find out it's not so easy. Exactly. How do you game is well, exactly. Actually, it's more than 50 if you count his running touchdowns. I believe it's 56 total. Not too shabby. Well, guys, I hate to tell you, but I got to get ready to get out of here because we're beginning to board our flight, and I need to get my computer back in. But I had to at least come on here and say thank everybody for all the support. It's been incredible.